Hey, what's up, everyone? This is Jeremy, founder of quickmail.io.
And this is Jack, lead generation guy at salesbread.com. Today, we're doing some teardowns. Usually we can sync it. Maybe
That's
not.
true. Oh, man, I was like so out of sync today. But it's not a
today
normal
we're
teardown,
doing
right?
some
Teardowns. Oh, man. Okay, forget it.
Just blame
next
it on
one.
the internet lag.
That's right. That's right.
Okay.
But this is a special teardown, right? What type of teardown are we doing?
It is. It's time we take a look at and tear down some LinkedIn connection requests, because
Boom.
if you're in the B2B lead gen side of things, well, you may be sending some of these and you probably want to be doing the best job possible. So I begged Jeremy, and he so kindly agreed to do a teardown on these funny little things called LinkedIn connection requests. You've sent them, I've sent them. Let's see what makes a good one.
Yes, let's
pretty
do
much. Yes, but first, a word from our sponsor. Jeremy, I always go first. Why don't you go first today?
Oh, I'm shy. I'm camera shy.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, so the first sponsor tonight is quickmail.io. It's a fantastic tool when you want to do cold outreach by email on automation at scale and want to make sure you got great deliverability, because it also has an auto warmer built into it and it's totally free. So you can use it at no charge. Head over to quickmail.io and check it out for yourself.
Yeah, you should. It's better than snowboard bubble gum. All right. Next sponsor today is salesbread.com. So most B2B companies lack the time and or expertise to turn cold prospects into, you guessed it, warm sales qualified leads. So at salesbread.com, we do it for you, and we bring you one lead per day using ultra personalized cold emails and LinkedIn messages. Part of what we're going to be talking about today. If you are thinking about doing outbound or currently a little bit less than satisfied with your results of getting those prospects to reply to you, head over to salesbread.com/contact and get in touch. At the very least, I'll give you some ideas and inspiration for your own campaigns.
That's right. Get in touch. It's not as scary as a 10-meter high dive.
Well said, Jeremy. Okay, so with that, I've got up on my screen 11
you got a green screen.
Different. It's a green screen. I heard they do it in Hollywood, so I'm trying it. I don't think it looks as good. No, I've got 11 plus or minus a couple of some actual LinkedIn connection requests that either I've received myself, that you'll see there's a theme going on here. Also, I've had some great clients agree to pass along some of their requests that they get. Sometimes they're common, sometimes they're interesting. I've grabbed some ones worthy of our review, and Jeremy and I are going to give these our ratings of platinum. If it's really good, it's platinum. If it's pretty good, it's gold. And if it's silver and below, probably wouldn't be accepting it. So just before I share my screen, I do want to make a slight disclaimer. Jeremy, would you say that you are someone who accepts pretty much everything, or pretty much not everything?
I think our listeners know by the episode 200 something that I'm pretty tough cookie. So don't get...
So keep that in mind.
Yeah, don't get scared by that, right?
That's right. And bear in mind, industry averages range between 20 and 50% invite acceptance rates if you're doing it the right way. So just keep that in mind. You pretty much can't show me an active industry on LinkedIn that
at the moment. Like, we haven't
discussed yours?
That, but what's mine at the moment? Do you know it off by heart?
Great question. And I'll need to dig it up on the analytics dashboard.
Let's see that later.
Yeah. Okay, cool. But with that, here's the screen share and away we go. Boom and boom. Okay. We can see the screen. Sweet. Let's get started.
That's good.
I'm just going to say the name. It's my name in this example. Jack, do you offer cold email services? Looking for feedback on a new tool to automatically write 300 to 500 cold email personalized intro lines per hour. I have a free webinar that shows exactly how it works. Would you be interested in taking a look?
Oh man, this was a platinum until I have a free webinar. Like, man, it's like, why all that
Mm,
work for a webinar? You want to send me a webinar? Man, oh, so disappointed. What did
yeah,
how did you take it?
you're right. And I have seen tools like this. I didn't accept this person because of the webinar. It's like, hey, Jack, can I pitch you something that I don't even know if you need right now?
But can you sit down 40 minutes and look at it, please?
Exactly. So it's too much. It's too much of a high commitment to ask for me.
No,
So
no way.
let's help this
Yeah,
person out.
yeah,
Anything
absolutely. I
come to
was,
mind?
man, it's so simple. The first two lines are pretty much like, perfect. But I would add at the end, instead of I have a free webinar, it's like, would you like more details? Like, is it okay to shoot you some details? Or, where would you want, what would work for you to, like I'm trying to get like, what's your preferred way of, of
Sure.
looking at that? Or like, do you want me to send you something or whatever?
Yeah.
Like, be considerate, right? Simple.
Yeah. Well said. I mean, you could just ask if they'd like to hear more. Even that would be better than the webinar pitch. Even if they reframed webinar to say like, I have a quick video that shows how it works, love to connect.
And
Even
then,
that, but it's worse. Sorry,
yeah,
it's
yeah,
worse than what you've talked about, but it's a little better. Webinar is just like, sit down 45 minutes, learn something before you even know if it's a fit.
oh,
So
something will be
yeah,
nice. Will be like, say, hey, would it be cool with you if I tell you more?
there you go. There you
All you
go.
need.
Okay, let's carry on. I really like that. Just tone it down. Being casual works here.
Man, you scared me a second. I thought it would be like, hey, since we both in the same industry, would you care accepting my invite?
Right. No,
Right.
don't worry. There's
Bit
some of
better.
that, but there's also some other stuff. All right, this one. Wait, we need to grade it. I'm gonna say it's silver because I didn't accept it, but it
Yeah,
was almost
I say it's silver because of what the webinar could have been pretty a goal if you just changed the CTA by those two webinar lines. And would you be interested by just the call to action I gave? I think.
wrecked.
Would
I'm
you
under.
would you concur with that?
Yeah, if the ending was changed, this is cool. I mean, especially a year ago, this is really cool.
Oh wow.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Because by now everybody's seen a personalization bot. Right. Okay, so let's carry on. It just says, a friend pointed me your way for B2B lead gen, would love to connect. Heyo, platinum. I'm not only accepting, but I'm going to reply. And I don't know what this is about, but assuming the profile is somebody that looks like a client, I think we can do some cool stuff together.
Yeah, I guess the whole differentiation is going to be based on trust at this stage. Like, do you trust this person to really tell, really a friend pointed them there that way?
Right.
If you believe this could be genuine, you're gonna accept it. If you don't believe this is genuine, you're not going to accept it.
Well, look, if you run an agency, hopefully you do get friends telling friends
Yeah,
about
but I
your
will
work,
tell the
right?
name. It's like, if I contact you, I will say, hey, John, recommended that, or like pointed me your
Yeah.
way. And like,
But
there's no reason not to say the name.
here's what I'm going to do is like, I have gotten this before and I'm like, oh yeah, who put us in contact? Like, it was on this Facebook group. I think it was someone, but to be honest, I could look it up. Right. And so they're going to sit here. I need some help. They're going to type it out. Now on
For me, it's
the
gonna stay under
outreach
my
side,
skin. Yeah.
it is. Okay. Good note.
Yeah.
On
But
the outreach side, make
different,
sure you
right?
can back this up. That's all I'll say. And I think you would
We
probably
agree. I would agree.
second that. Yeah. Okay. Interesting. Let's carry on with a more classic.
Like I mentioned, in order to make it better,
Yeah.
just put the name of that person and then it's perfect.
Nice. Okay.
And it works.
Okay. So this is a really good segue to this idea that if you want to succeed with LinkedIn connection requests, create the smallest world possible. So cold email, you need to do two things: explain why this person is receiving this message and what is going to require you to write to get them to reply. But in a LinkedIn connection request, you just need to answer that first question. It's like, why this person? And so if you create the smallest universe possible, we have a friend in common that you're pretty much always going to get accepted. The bigger universe, perfect example right here. This is a big universe. It says, hi, I'm looking to connect with like-minded professionals, specifically who are on the revenue generating side of things. Let's connect now. Right. Much bigger
I'm looking
universe
for human
than a friend.
beings.
It's a bigger universe than do you offer cold email services?
That's
Instead, it's like, I would call it a medium universe here, where it's like anyone in revenue generating could get this message. So it automatically is going to be a medium response. In my case,
right?
So, yeah, perfect. But I think what you'll see as we go through this teardown, you being the listener, not you, Jeremy, is the best requests have a very defined universe that it applies to. And let's see if there's other threads, but that's kind of my gut here. So, all right, we can just label that silver. Let's carry on. Listening to you now and subscribe, just stumbled upon your podcast and wanted to say thank you for sharing your insights, using them to help land a lead gen job. Thank you. All right. So it is surprisingly small of a universe when you think about how many people this could apply to. It's like pretty much only podcast fans could say this.
Here,
right?
Yes, exactly. But here I have like a problem with that, is that it's not, and I'm sorry for you listener, but it's not because you're listening to my podcast that I'm going to connect with you, right? They still, when we are doing a connection request to someone else, that someone else should also benefit one way or another. It does work, we're in the same industry, so we can share information, or it's like it's meaningful. Friend is the limit, I would say, because my remark to that is like, it's not because John pointed someone to Jack that he should accept. It's like, what's in it for him? Like, so you see what I mean? So it's like on the limit of things. Like here I'm building a network of, valuable sort of like people. And if you present yourself as not being valuable, yeah, but people can just follow me. They don't have to connect with me, right? So I will it's like, cool, that's great, you're a fan. So what?
Okay,
right?
That's awesome. And I really appreciate that you are quote unquote a tough cookie for this, because let's drill down. I can tell you that not all of your prospects will have this filter, but if you can get through the Jeremy test, you're going to get through far more prospects. So seriously,
I could eat the Jeremy test.
Help this person out. So imagine they really are just in the lead gen world.
It's so simple. It's like, hey, listen to you and Jack. I subscribed. Love to give you a review. So you put it like, this is your potential. This is your value.
Reciprocity.
Exactly. Love to give you a review. Got a few questions. Care to connect? Does that work with you?
That's fine. Yeah, it does. Bear in mind, there's a lot of ways that I can work with a lot of people in the lead gen space. So I prefer what you wrote, and I'm sure that would have a higher response. I also like that it gets engagement on that first touch, which is really cool. But if you are a potential customer of the person you're sending this to, that does help. So I'll piggyback on what you said.
But that's reciprocity again, right? So it's like, hey, I'm your client, please accept me. That's the reciprocity that comes with it. Would you say so?
No, I 100%. But you're adding one more thing, and it's like, hey, I'm happy to leave a review, and I have some questions. This is all great stuff. This is the universe I want to live in when I log in to LinkedIn for some. Okay,
me too.
So,
but I think the kernel of logic, of the wisdom here, is that when you connect to someone, don't think just of yourself and your value. Provide some value one way or another. Like here, I would provide the value of like, if you really care for a review, I'm happy to write one. That's implicitly said, right? Yeah. If you don't accept me, that's fine. I don't write a review. And in fact, that could be a great way to actually connect with podcasters. Like if you're building your podcaster universe, like network. I don't know, maybe you have a podcaster product or whatever. Just say like, hey, just reading, listening to your show recently, really enjoy it. Would like to write a review. Care to connect. That's cool. It's really like good. One for the other, and I think that would work very well. Or maybe not.
You mean you wouldn't invite him to a webinar? No, you wouldn't send them a link to a dead webinar.
Yeah.
That's even worse. Okay. Let's carry on. This one's a little different. This is
I'm
somebody
enjoying this
who's
one, actually. This is fun.
Yeah. Oh, good. I'm glad to hear it. And so what do you think about this one, Jeremy? Hello, I'm looking for lead generation remote work. I have 6 years experience in the data science field. Kindly name. Now, before we bash it too hard, right? Because it's certainly lacking.
I should get some prop,
Are there
like a
any good
massive
things
hammer
going
or
on?
something.
A
Like that.
trident just to throw through the screen, through just onto the Google Doc. We'll print it out and we can just burn it. No, is there anything good here? Clearly somebody's reaching out because they're like, hey, Jack, you want to hire me or something? But it's poorly worded. I'm just wondering if we
turn
could
it differently. Right.
Okay.
I mean, the
So let's
angle
get
is
hired.
wrong. Yeah. Okay. Let's get hired. It's
Yeah.
like, you have to.
What if
this is tricky because every business look at different things. So you have to figure out what this business is looking at.
Okay.
Because,
what about this?
Yeah.
Because sorry, you're
value.
riffing this.
That's what I mean. It's like it's easier to add value if you know what the business wants, right?
Okay.
Okay.
So I love that. Let's give an answer there. So let's say this person is like, all right, I'm definitely good when I work with lead generation agencies, specifically on the web scraping side. So they're like, all right, I've scraped a list of lead generation agencies. I'm going to get one of them to hire me, and I'm going to offer my 6 years experience with scraping scraping structured data from websites. Okay, and they know that this is a service in demand within my field. Okay, so let's make a few modifications. Said have 6 years experience.
I'll give you a real example in a sense. Like someone actually just contacted me actually with this sort of request, but it's been saying, hey, I'm someone who do first line personalization professionally. Like, and I was like, oh, that's interesting. Now it's a new job. It's like, first line personalization. That was pretty fun.
Okay. So let's change it. So I have 6 years. Let's just do this. I have 2 years experience.
But I can see the 2 years experience. It's the same as like, hey, my name is Jeremy. I can see it in the email. Your 2 years experience, I would see it from your profile. So I wouldn't look into that too much, at least. I would say I have, experience with, first line, I've been working a long time in something like that. So a little bit vague, but still like conversational stuff. If you put a number, I think from that I think it will diminish the value. Like, I worked in a bank, and at some point one guy asked me, do you want to have 20 years experience, Jeremy, or do you want to have 20 times 1 year of experience? Because everyone around here has only 1 year experience times 20. Right? Because basically the work was so boring that people didn't actually, the number of, how many years they've been working there was irrelevant because they've been always doing the same job. That's what it means. And so
I understand.
Instead of saying like, put a number to it, because it means like you attach too much value to the number instead of actually what you learn and how good you are. Like I learned in 1 year so much by working at a certain video game company that it would have taken me 4 years to learn on another one, right?
I understand. So it doesn't mean as much, yeah.
Exactly. I think you should just leave it to you have your CV. Basically, when you're sending a connection invite for a job, you have your CV attached to it. It's your profile. If I'm interested,
what about this?
I look at it.
What about this, Jeremy? I've rewritten it. Hello, I've been writing. Actually, let's kill the hello. Let's just say like name.
Even better.
Name. Okay, so name, I've been writing first-line personalization for other lead generation agencies. Not sure if SalesBread is in growth mode, but would love to connect for now. Would you accept? I would. It's good to know people like that.
It's very close. It's very close. I think you almost got it. I think the only problem I have here is that the call to action is a little bit weak. It's a bit like, let me know. And we both don't like the let me know, but I think we can do a better job at this specific, like move me into action part. But I think it's very close.
Okay, we're at gold,
so
maybe.
I'll say it's still silver for me. But it will be like
Okay.
something like, Jack, I've been reading first line personalization for other lead generation agency, or maybe I give like 1 or 2 lead generation agency that I know are your competitors, for example, or are other
Okay.
people. Then that will trigger like, I'd
Yeah.
love to work with you. If this is not the time right now, I'd love to stay connected with you. Then it's like, okay, that's cool. Then I'm connecting.
That's nice. I like it better. Yeah, nicely done. Okay, let's carry on here.
Because then you don't
Unless you
try
have
to
anything.
beat around the bushes. It's not weak. It's clear. It's front. But at the same time, you leave a window of opportunity to say, I'm still be
Pretty
there,
cool.
next year. I still want to work with you.
Pretty cool. Okay, and naturally, if the connection invite is accepted without a response, you do need to follow up and make sure that you give that person an opportunity to clarify, is this a connect for now or should we talk, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's see what else. Oh, okay. This is funny.
The first word
is
gave it
funny.
away.
Yeah, dear. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm not even
Like,
gonna
it's a
read
no.
dear.
It's
We'll help
ignore
him out.
already.
Yeah. All right. Jack, my name is blank and I'm a partner at company. My team and I have a great idea for a book that will greatly enhance your credibility and visibility. Do you have 15 minutes to talk this week?
All right. I mean, that could work if I'm interested in books and stuff like that. But obviously, why did you waste so many characters with telling who you are
So
and where
true.
you work, right?
Especially on LinkedIn, where they can just see the whole story. Your
Yeah.
CV right there.
Like I say, it comes with a CV. But here's the interesting thing and this is this is something I really personally don't like. Maybe you do, and maybe you say it's fine. I don't see it, Jeremy. But
let me hear it.
The thing I don't like is when people reach out, but it's not them. So for example, my team can do this, or my team can do whatever, but it's not you. So why am I talking to you instead of your team? You see what I mean? It's the thing that really, really bothers me all the time. It's like, my team can help you. It's like, well, yeah, then just have your team contact me instead of you. That's what I don't like. I don't know if it's personal, but every time I see that, it really gets under my skin.
What if it's a development agency? Now, granted,
Exactly,
you're not going to hire
especially in
them.
development agencies.
But
Like,
hold on. But like,
team
look, you
can
know
do
this.
XYZ.
Like your Ruby developer maybe is god awful at sales, and that's great. You don't care.
That's fine, but his wording means he's not part of that team. He doesn't consider himself part of this team.
So what would you change? You would just literally say, I have, and send it from the right person.
Yes. Well, or maybe even him, it's fine. And when we discuss, it's like, I have through my team, but that's fine. It's not he. Why does he actually present something else? He doesn't have. It's not him. It's like,
it's subtle. To me, it's subtle.
Okay.
I mean, think like at SalesBread, we help start conversations for people, and I know that the person closing is not always the one fulfilling. So I'm kind of struggling to grasp and relate, but I can also appreciate it.
Well,
maybe
then in
it's
this case, say my company. Then it works better than my team.
Perfect. So let's work on it. Okay, so let's give it 2 more improvements, and then we'll carry on here. My company has, again, great is something your grandmother would say. It's subjective, so we're going to say has an idea for a book that would, again, that would enhance. I'm killing off greatly if you're just listening to the audio.
I'm okay with that. I think we should have a cast about power words at some point.
Okay, we ought to do it then, because that's important. So anyways, we're left with this, and we're going to do 1 more round of improvements before carrying on. Name, my company has an idea for a book that would enhance your credibility and visibility. Do you have 15 minutes to talk this week? 1 improvement for me: enhance your credibility and visibility around B2B lead generation. The universe just got smaller, and I like it a lot better. Okay, what would you change?
Smaller. It's a good one.
Yeah,
I change the call to action, because you're not trying to get 15 minutes. You're trying to connect.
Right. Good point.
So I say,
is publishing a book on your radar?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
Or
if not,
is this a priority for you this year? Or like,
perfect.
Yeah, something like that.
Okay, Jeremy, I propose we limit this to just 2 more, because I think we've already shared a lot of really good stuff, and we may revisit this in the future. Okay,
yeah, totally.
So I'm going to be picky here. Oh,
it's an emoji. It's awesome.
Sorry, yeah, I'm going to return to it, but
oh, you got one in mind, right?
Yeah. All right, let's do it. Here's someone with emoji. It says, and I'm just going to highlight the one we're reviewing. It says, hi name, I'm looking to partner with SalesBread, or in this example, let me back up here. This is something that I got forwarded here. Hi name, I'm looking to partner with pizza shops in each neighborhood in Chicago for some community marketing initiatives. The people I work with have seen 5x ROI and 10x growth in their database. Are you interested in giving value to local companies and becoming a community leader? Emoji. Now, the universe is small, like Chicago pizza joints. And then they lose us. Where do they lose you?
That's a good question. But before I answer this one, I'm going to answer specifically the emoji. It's disappointing because it doesn't enhance anything. It doesn't add any value. It's useless. And they're not particularly good emojis either for what they're
It's a
saying.
hand waving and a glasses face.
Yeah, exactly. It's like sunglasses. It's like, so what, like you're a cool guy in Chicago? It's like I don't get it, right? What's the thing? So and they lose me as, again, like the people I work with, you know, have seen whatever. I don't know. It's like, it's weird. It's like, what are they trying to get from me? I have no idea.
Okay, perfect. So the takeaway there is be very clear. Don't be more like the first two, where at least we knew what they were doing.
Oh yeah,
right. Like they had an AI tool that would help them write presentation, or they had a podcast review they were ready to write. Be clear. This loses on that front.
oh, they wanted a job. Yeah.
Yep. Good point. I'm going to.
Yeah, I'm totally lost.
Specifically.
And again, it's like the people we have seen 5x in their date, I don't get it. I really don't get it.
It's just like the question mark. What are you doing here?
Yeah.
What is this really for
me? Return, return on investment, or do you want me to invest, or do you want me to help local community? Do you want me to be a leader in that? I don't get it.
Confusing messages get deleted.
No idea.
Okay. I think we can carry on. So, all right, and I'm already going to clean this up because this is an issue that we've dealt with before
many times.
Okay, so this is a law firm that reached out to a client of mine. They sent it over, and let me see if okay. So basically it says, hi name, we offer 50K to 200 million settlements. And because it's non-recourse, you only pay as you settle cases. If you want to chat, please give me your best sell and email. And my executives will reach out as early as today. Thanks. Okay. So again, this is definitely bad. I'm going to just, so this is kind of, imagine there was this database, and I know there is one, about companies that are currently under lawsuits. And it appears that this law firm is kind of fishing for cases by contacting business owners and telling them they can just handle the settlements right now, and you only pay as you win, I suppose. So let's see if we can help them out and just rewrite it. But this time, uniquely, they have an audience that has a bleeding neck problem, Jeremy. Like they're already at court, probably already paying tens of thousands of dollars in legal fees.
Oh, I see.
If they wanted to win back a case, how would you correct this? Business owners at currently going through lawsuits, right? Sometimes it's bankruptcy, sometimes it's just getting sued. Is there any hope for this campaign? I've got a few angles if you want me to take a stab.
Yeah, I think you can take a stab, because for me, without knowing the market, it's very difficult to know what are the hot buttons.
So here's what I would do.
Yeah.
Here's what I would do. So I'd say, and I'm just going to talk it, and you give me some critiques here.
Sure.
Hi name, heard about your lawsuit about X.
Okay, so far so good.
Right. we can settle this right now for between 50K and 200 million.
That's a
You'd
big
only
range,
pay,
right?
it's a huge range, but let's just go with it. You'd only pay if it was one. Is it worth a chat?
Oh, is that worth a chat? I love it.
Better?
I love it. Yeah, much better.
Yeah.
It's like,
So
give me your best
go ahead.
friend's phone and email. It's like, dude, if I accept the connection, you'll have my contact details. So
good point.
it's
That's a
kind
good
of weird,
point.
so-
So what I'd want to add as a takeaway is you can be direct when you're sending a LinkedIn connection request, but you better make sure the audience is ready for it, or it's going to blow up in your face.
Yeah, and bear in mind that with every connection comes your resume, right?
Good point. Good point. Okay. So this is an aggressive one that may actually yield some results. Worth testing if you have the right data to back it up. But with that, I'm going to stop sharing, Jeremy, and pretty impressive pulling off our first, maybe long overdue LinkedIn connection request teardown. I know there's a lot of bad ones out there.
Yeah, I was afraid when you told me that. I was like, aren't they all the same kind of thing? But no, it was good.
Yeah.
It was good.
Well, and look, you're listening here. You want to stand out. I can tell you, just check your LinkedIn connections that are coming in. Most, like cold email, most are not great. And today, in order to do good, try and make that universe smaller, like we talked about, and you're already going to be a leg up on the competition. So, but really, Jeremy, it was cool to take a walk inside the mind of a LinkedIn user that wants to see damn good requests before they're accepted. Yeah. So I appreciated your tougher feedback today.
Yep. Thanks, Jack. It was awesome for you to bring stuff. And if you guys want more of this type of things, I think you should owe yourself a favor. Or we don't say that, right? Owning yourself a favor. It's like
do yourself a favor.
Yeah, it's more likely.
Yeah.
Or you own it to yourself. That's the one.
That's
so
right.
You own it to yourself. Go to course.quickmail.io. Even for I don't think we're covering specifically the LinkedIn invite, but the whole of the logic, the mindset, the way you approach things and so on are definitely applicable directly into that. And yeah.
Worst case is you take it for a spin for 30 days and pick up some extra tips that you never heard on the podcast. It's risk-free. So you're listening, you're tuned in. There's a very good chance you're going to be very impressed with the content. And with that, check out course.quickman.io. And for now, Jeremy, thank you for a great cast today.
Thanks, Jack. Bye.
Sweet. See ya.